awesome time that we're going to be having this evening session. So let me just go straight to the point. This is not a time where we want to wait for anyone. So we are heading straight, hitting the nail on the earth. And I'm going to be sharing with you my screen also right away. Here we go. Beautiful. So here we have today is a business process map, and many of you actually have been asking, who is this person? You want to know me, you want to meet me. So welcome once again to this session. So for those of you that don't know me yet, this is me in virtual form. My name is Stephen Azubeke, and I am a business analyst, and I'm going to be anchoring tonight's session. And who am I? I'm not just a business analyst. I'm a professional business analyst. I've been in the field for quite a long number of years, also with data experiences as well. And I've worked in different sectors, from the IT to the education to the consulting, and also to the social work as a business and a data analyst. And I've worked as lead business analyst for international NGOs that has their presence in Mexico, US, Africa, with just varieties of background. And so I wanted to stay true to the end, because I'm going to be showing with you at the end of this session how you can also make that move and become a tech expert with EduSearch. Trust me, it's going to be mind-blowing, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be very interesting, guys. Very interesting. So let's get started with our focus for today, and that is process mapping. Process mapping. So we have three sessions, three focus, three objective. One is what is process mapping. We'll take you through the definition, the importance of process map to business, and to look at a practical session of the business process map. So we'll do a live practical on that regard, and then we'll also take you how you can also transition into the tech space, which is actually the final session for tonight. Are we following? So let's go straight. What is process map? Let me share this in full. I'm just going to do this and then reshare my entire screen so that it can be very full for you guys. Okay. So what is process map? So like we have here, we say process map is what? Is a mapping technique used to visualize or map out a business workflow. And then when you look at your left, your right hand side on my own screen, you're going to see something like a box, a dash connecting line, and the rest like that. They all look maybe confusing and the rest, but you just relax. By the end of this session, you're going to be having a depth understanding of what those things actually are. And those are what we call process map. So it is used to actually represent a step-by-step process or occurrence of any business routine or task you carry out. For instance, today's weekend, and then you have a lot of activities to do. One of them, which happens to be, okay, you need to cook. So when you want to map out your process journey of what you're going to do today, you start with waking up in the morning, getting out of the bed, which is your next step, either going to brush, to bathe, or going to the market to get things that you need to cook or prepare. If you have them at home, you go into your kitchen, you bring out the items, you prepare them, take your gas, your pot, or whatever your cooking utensils, and then you put on your fire, get your things in the pot, make them ready. That is all those processes you do. So those are the process. Now the mapping is now when you now bring them out one after the other. So you know the process. Now you want to make it diagrammatic. You want to put it in a diagram format. So you want people to see what you do. When you get up from your bed, nobody's seeing what you're doing. You're walking up and down, nobody's seeing. But when you now put that in a visual format, People will now see what you are doing stage by stage or step by step. And what is the purpose of a process map? Number one, we say it helps business to become more efficient and more effective by providing visual representation of how a process work. When you go to Jumia and then you want to order something, there's already a process that Jumia was built on. So the customer comes to the website, browse through the website, see a product he or she likes, clicks on add to cart or clicks on order directly, and then you go ahead, put in your address, make your payment, and then you're told that your order is what completed and successful, and the order gets shipped to you. That is the process. So putting those process in a diagram format helps you to actually visualize the processes, and then you are able to become more effective and efficient as a business. So it also helps you to identify what is called redundancy, that is stagnation. You are able to identify, okay, this is where we are stuck in this business. If you've ordered from Temu before, or Jumia, or maybe any of the ship e-commerce platform, you will see that the moment your order was successfully, you're successfully paid for your order, there's something they will take you to. They will take you to something that is called tracking. That tracking is actually because there's a process map in place, so you are able to track your process. So you see that, okay, your order is processing, and then from processing, your order goes to the next stage. It has been shipped to the warehouse. The warehouse, which is the logistic carrier, gets your order, process your order from there, send this to the airport. You are getting the notification at every stage of that particular order. So you're able to tell, okay, this is where my product is at this particular point in time. So this is what process map help you do. It helps you to identify any place where there's stagnation, where there's redundancy, or what we call bottleneck. And that way you are able to know who to contact for your product. So if you buy from Temu and your product is with your local shipping, maybe like Speed Off or maybe GIG Logistic, depending on the one you're using. So, and you know that your product already has left Temu and is now in Nigeria. So who do you contact? You contact your local shipping service. The phone number will be provided, the details will be provided, the person that will pick up your parcel also will be provided. So you're able to reach out to them and say, okay, my product has been with you for so number of days. Why is it with you? You ought to have delivered it before now. So you're able to do all of that because there's a process map, and that leads us to what is called the importance. And I'm just outlining the 5 of them. It's not something we'll go deeper. One, it helps you to standardize your procedure. Number 2, it helps you to meet what is called the audit requirement. For those of you that are in the e-commerce space, the financial space, the health space, they are able to audit your process. There's what we call process audits, although it's not that common in Nigeria. But for those of you in the finance space, your process is actually being audited by CBN. So they come, they check your process map, and they see what you're doing at this stage. They check your data flow, they map your data flow to your process map. Number 3 is you're able to gain a competitive advantage. You're able to gain a competitive advantage over those that doesn't have a process map. Number 4, you are able to improve employee satisfaction because you know where they are having issues, and you're able to track, trace, and resolve their issues for them part time. So when they call you and say, okay, I'm having network issue, I can't browse and the rest like that, you are able to know how to reach out to them. And then number 5, it's shortening the learning curve for new employees. It's shortening the learning curve for new employees. Is somebody following our way together, guys? Are we together? If you're following, just love that. So let's proceed since we are together. So next we have that is that about process map. Now we're looking at types of process map. I know you would have seen all of this before somewhere, maybe on Google, maybe in your office space, you would have seen something of this nature. So there are varieties of process map. I don't want to go into details because all of this is going to be taught to you when you enroll in the program as a business analyst. You're going to be taught all of this when you begin to do your core business analytics courses. So number one, we have the flow charts, which is the simplest version of all of the process map. The flow chart, just simple, straightforward. Number two, we have what they call the SIPOC, which stands for suppliers, input, process, output, and customers. So for those of you that are in the inventory space, you normally use the CPOC. We call it CPOC. You normally use the CPOC map for your activities. For those of you that are in the inventory, the procurement, and the rest, use what is called the CPOC. So next we have the BPMN, which is the business process mapping notation. This is one of the commonly used tools we have as a business analyst, the BPMN, and you're going to learn all of that. It's also similar to a flowchart, but the difference is the interconnectivity. And it's also similar to the next one you have, which is the swimline diagram. The swimline diagram. The difference is that the swimline diagram shows you who is responsible for which stage of the process flow. It shows you who is responsible for each stage. So it outlines the stages by based on accountability and roles. That is what a swimline diagram does. And now we have the process map symbol. I want you to take note of this symbol because when we go live, you are going to be seeing this symbol in action. So you're going to be seeing this symbol in action when we go live. So take note of this symbol. We have the start, which can either be an eclipse. We have the start can be what? An eclipse. And then we have the you can call it the trapezium, which we use for decision. We have the rectangle, which we use to indicate the process. Then we have the connecting line, which is like a circle. So we also have the end button, which is also same as what the start button. We have the document flow as well. We have the delay as well. So all of these you are going to be getting in full details. And now, do we have any question before we take this to the next level? That is before we go live into our practical session. Do we have any question? So any question before we begin our practical session? We together. Okay, I take silence to be that there is no question. And since there's no question, so what we have next, we have this, our practical session, and it's saying what? You are required to build a process map of any business activities or tasks in your organization. So I'm going to leave this open to anyone that is on tonight's session. You have as a task in your office, there's a process flow. You feel okay, can you build a process flow for my organization in relating to maybe procurement, inventory management, distribution, whatever it is? Just drop that on the comment section. Or two, you are required to build a process map for an online retail store, and the task is a customer shopping on their website, placing an order and having the order delivered to them. We have companies such as Jumia, Temu, AliExpress. Number three, you are required to build a process map for an educational system daily activities. So capture, resumption to closure. And then we have an instruction tools. Use any process mapping tools, Draw.io, Mirror.com, or Lucid Chart. So guys, we have a task before us, and we are going to be doing that. So we've been instructed to use either a Lucid Chart or a Draw.io, or we should use what is called the mirror.com. So let's see whichever one that is going to open to us. We're just going to use any of that to run our session tonight. So I'm just going to log in. I think I have an account with them, so I'll just log in right away. If you can see my screen very clearly, please, you can give me a thumbs up so I'll know that my good, that's great. So just need to log in, and then so we sign in. I'm using Lucidchart. We can use Miro, we can use Draw.io, depending on whichever one. Sometimes your organization may make recommendation, or sometimes they expect you as the analyst to make their recommendation. So take note of that, guys. They may make for you, or you may make for them, whichever one that is obtainable. But all in all, whichever one you are using, it is still the same process. So it's as simple as A, B, C. So we'll just allow for it to just load, or let me see if I can. Okay, it's coming up. So this is Lucid Charts. This is Lucid Charts. So I don't want to upgrade to premium, just need the free version, can give me what I want. So if it's taking long to load, we have others. We have Miro that we can use as well. So let me just see which one is going to come up first. Whichever one comes up first is what we are going to be using. Okay, let me see if this will allow me. I mean, I just... Okay. So we start with our diagrammatic. So it's as simple as A, B, C. It's not one complex task. All this is as simple. The tools are simple, and that is why we exist. We teach you, we train you how to use all of these tools to be able to get or become an expert within the shortest possible time. So let's see if Miro is going to look okay. Good. So we have our Lucid charts. So what you want to do, they want you to select a template. You want to select a template, or you can just close this. I don't need the templates. And then this is what we have: a plain working environment. You can see from our symbol, we have our what? Our documents. So when you put this, it means multiple documents. We have our process, we have our decision tool, we have our terminator, that's our start, and our what? End. And then here you have your arrows that shows your process flow. Then you have the swim line as well. So you can see swim line as well. Also, we have the swim line, both vertical and then the horizontal. And then you have your delay. You have your what? Your delay. So all of these tools, all of these symbols that are here is what I just showed you, and that's what we're going to be using for today. So the first one says you're required to be the process map of any activities or tasks in your organization. So I'm going to leave this open. If you want us to build a process map for your organization, maybe there's a task you want us to build, feel free, go ahead and drop that on the comment section. You can drop that on the comment section. So if there's no comment section, then we can switch to two. Two says you are required to build a process map for an online retail store, and the task is what? Is a customer shopping on their website, placing an order and having the order delivered to them. So now let's have that in practical terms. So now you're on Jumia website. What's the first thing you want to do on Jumia? So the first thing we have is get this here, a terminator. So here you have your words, your starts, simple as ABC. That's the first thing you want to do, put your start. Now you have your starts. That means you are now on Jumia website. So you can say, okay, starts here, browse Jumia or browse websites. So this is the first task you want to do. You are on the website of Jumia. The next thing you want to do after that is to do what? Get your process. So what are you doing here? You are browsing the Jumia website. So you are searching for products, searching for items on the Jumia website. You can see what we have here. This is your next step. Now, after this, what is the next thing you actually want to do? You want to add the item to cart. So here you now have what is called a decision. And what is your decision all about? So you have a decision, add item to cart. That is the decision you are what? Making. You are making a decision to add the item to cart. That means you are okay with the product and then you want to add it to cart. So you have that here. And then the next, you have a process, and that process is what? Is for you to fill in, that's fill in your details. Fill in your details, your address, your name, your phone number, and then finally you want to do what? Make a purchase. So you want to place the order. So that is make a payment. And this is actually a decision. This is actually what? A decision. So we're going to have a decision box. So what are you doing here? You are making a payment. So that is the decision you are taking to make what? A payment. So you are making a payment here. And finally, what you do, you end the process by doing what? You are what? Placing the order. So here you are placing the order. So we have placed the order. So this is what you typically do on an e-commerce platform. These are the stages, these are the steps. Now, how do we link each of these together? Because as it is like this now, there is nothing linking them. So how do we link them? So simple. You come here, you just click this, or you just do like this, click and then drag to this place, and you can see already it has shown you that, okay, from browsing the website, you go to searching for items on the website, and then you come to a place of decision. Now in this place of decision is a two-way thing, either a yes or a no. So if it is a yes, you return, you move forward to this place. And if it is a no, what are you doing? If it is a no, you are coming back to the place where you what? You do your search for products again. So if that decision is a no, you come back to the place where you search for products again. You can see that's what we have here. So if you say, okay, I'm not adding this item to cart, you come back to searching for product. And when you're done searching for products, you proceed again to add the item to cart. And when you are satisfied, you fill in your details and then you proceed to say, okay, make a payment. And if you're making a payment, and then that means you're doing what? Placing the order. Now in this place, if you decide not to make a payment, maybe you have a wrong details, you can come back to this place and say, okay, there was an issue with my details, so I'm not going to make a payment now. You correct your details, you go again. And if the issue is actually not about making it's not about your details, maybe it has to do with this searching for item, you don't want that particular item again, what you're going to do is you're going to now return your listing from here. You're not taking it back to this place where you search for item. So it all depends on what you are doing. depends on the error, depends on what you want. So this is a typical simple diagram of a process map from Jumia or any e-commerce platform. So you browse the website, search for item on the website, add the item to cart, fill in your details, make payment, and place your order. As simple as A, B, C. Do we have any question, guys? Do we have any question, guys? Any question? Good, 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 good. So that is what you do. Now, when you go to the next stage, it says you are required to build a process map for an educational system daily activities. Okay, somebody wants to say something. If you're just coming, I will appreciate you just mute and flow along with us. Just be patient. We'll return back to the place where we'll talk more about it. Now we're doing the practical session. So you're required to build a process map for an educational system daily activities, capture resumption and closing. So from resumption to closing. So what you want to do, this is very, very tricky. So the first thing is that you need to know the stages involved, the steps, what is involved. So as a parent, you bring your child to school. The teacher takes over your child from either the gate or maybe the reception, depending on the school standard. Teacher is sent to class. If they come early, if they come late, they join the assembly, or maybe they are having their class assembly. So from parents to teachers at the school gate, from teachers at the school gate to class teacher, from class teacher to subject teacher that comes in to tutor the student from time to time. And then once you're done, they have the break session. From break session, the class activities resumes again. From class activities, you have then your closing session, and then parents comes to pick their children back and take them home. Or if the children are going by the school bus, the children goes by the school bus. So we can have two type of starts, 1, 2, and both of them are going to be linked together. So mind you, the kind of processes you are building is a function of what you are giving as the analyst. So the first one is parents. This is parents bring their children. So this is parent and child. Parents and child. And yeah, those that are coming by school bus, those that are following the school bus. So these are the ones that the school bus are bringing to the school. So after this, what happens? Parents get to school. There's a staff waiting at the gates. Children. This is now staff and children. So parents hand over the children to the staff. Same thing goes here. Come here and then come here as well. So whichever one you're coming with, either the school bus, either the parents, you are all being handed over to the staff. So you have something like this as what as the process flow for the beginning of this project. So you can always fine tune, you can always edit. I want both of them to be on the same page. You can always do all of that. You can always do all of that. So either of the method that the child is using, when they get to the school, the child is handed over to the staff. So from here, they go, you have what? A decision, either to class or assembly. So here you have class or assembly. That is the decision they are going to make. And that depends on the time that the child arrive the school premises. So it goes like this. So here you have your class to what? To assembly. So you just run your process like this. So they come, hand over to staff, staff direct them either to the class or to the assembly. So if they are going to class, then they are going to do what? This will not be your class. That's when they are sent to class. So you have class teacher. And if they are sent to assembly, you have what? The assembly conductor. So you have here assembly or more morning devotion, whichever one that appeals to you. So you have this, you have this, and this is how this thing works. That means if they are going to assembly, they are not going to class direct. So if they are going to class, you have like this. If they are going to assembly, then there's a link that links them to assembly, and then from assembly they are coming back to where? To class. You can see that, guys, is as simple as A, B, C. And then from your class, they have what is called their class activities. So here you can put your class activities. So this can be your class activities. So you have that, and then it's still within the class terrain. So you can have your break as well. And some people can decide to say, okay, I don't want to go for break. And that brings us to another decision time. So we have a decision here again to make. So either go for break or stay in class. So either you go for break or stay in class. Can you all hear me, guys? Good, good, good. So either you go for break. So yeah, we have break or class. So you get to choose which one you want. So if you're going for break, you have something like this. This is where you make your decision. So if you're going for break, you now have two things. One, you have another process, and this process is you go for break, and the other one is you stay in class. So you now have what? Stay in class. And then here you have your what? Your break. You see that? So now if you're staying in class, your own assignment is simple. You just have this if you're going for break, and then you have this connecting the student to the break, and then from the break, once break is over, you're connected back to the class. Amazing, right? And after this, you have maybe your final activities for the day, and then you can call it what? Wrap up. So here you can now have class activities resume. So you have your class activities resumed, and after your class activities resume, you can now have what is called bye-bye to school for that day. So here you have teacher and parents again, and then you have those going by what? By the school bus. You have those going by the school bus. So you just do your flow to show how the process is. So those going by school bus, and also those that are doing what? That are going to go home by their parents. So you have this. So you have school bus, CHOL. You have school bus, and then you have what? Parents coming to pick their child. So this is typically what you're going to have for an educational activities on a daily basis. This is typically what you're going to have. Is it difficult to do, guys? How amazing and how simple that is. And this is what you're going to be doing as a business analyst, especially when you're working with a firm and they don't have a business process. So you are the one that is going to you're going to be building all of these processes for them, and you're going to be using tools such as this Lucidchart, using tools such as this Miro.io as well. So it depends on what you are actually doing. So whatever you're doing, whatever organization you're working with, determines how and what you are going to be using. Do we have any question? Chris, I see you just joined us. Welcome. Do we have any question before we go to the last phase of this session today? So I'm going to take your question. If you have any, feel free, go ahead and let me hear those amazing questions. Okay, I'll take that there is no question, so it's as clear as A, B, C. And mind you, these are some of the things you're going to be showing to your recruiters. You're going to be showing them some of these things as part of what you are actually going to be doing as a business analyst. So you're going to be showing them all of that. Wow, look, this is what I can do. I can build a process map. You can see that this is a process map. I can build a process map. I can do this. I can do that. You're going to be having all of this. These are what you're going to, these are called your portfolio. So while you are working, while you are learning how to use these tools, you're going to be building all of this yourself. This was built with Power BI, Power BI, Power BI. This was Mirror.com. These are Excels. This is also Power BI as well. So you're going to be doing all of this. We're going to be teaching you how to do all of that. You build it, you build your own portfolio site, and then you're going to put it on your LinkedIn. It's going to be on your LinkedIn. So when you go to your LinkedIn, you're going to be having all of that. You're going to have that embedded. We'll teach you how to have a professional LinkedIn profile such as this. Amazing. And then you have your portfolio that your potential recruiters can come, click on this, and guess what? It takes them to your portfolio. So they are able to see all about you, see what the projects you have done. They are able to have access to all of that, and then interact. All of these things are what we are going to be teaching you. They are part of what you are actually paying to get. So you're getting a comprehensive deal. That's what you're getting, a comprehensive deal. And is mind-blowing, because imagine when you are applying for a job and your recruiters are coming to see all of this. It shows that you know your job, you know what you do, you are a professional, you're not just an amateur in the field. You understand that? So we give you all of that package. Imagine now, so anybody anywhere around the world can interact with this particular dashboard. Any click I click is going to, you can see the changes that is taking place. You can see all of that, all the changes that are taking place. Will teach you how to build all of these things. So you can interact with this as a person. You can interact with this as a person. You have your slicer, all of these things. You can do all of that. So anything you want to do with this part, you can have a seamless interaction with this, and then you are able to make certain decision. So as you're clicking, you're having interaction, you're making decisions. So this is what we are going to be teaching you, how to have all of this. And that's not just what you are going to be getting. You're going to be getting more, but I'm just showing you this. So now let's come back to tonight. How do I get into tech? That is where we are. How do I get into the tech space? You have seen what it is to build a process map. So we've just had a formal session of what it means to build a process map. We've looked at the type of process map. We've looked at what is a process map. And now we are asking, how do I get into tech? This is the most important question, how to get into tech. Number one is you must have a tech mindset. And how do I mean have a tech mindset? You must be able to communicate. You must be able to think either critically, analytical. You must be able to solve problem. You must be able to be a good negotiation, and you must be ready to learn. You must have this in place. And then number two you want to do is you need to enroll with EduSage. So you enroll. When you enroll, you have access to 100% practical classes. You have access to expert-led session. Like today being Saturday, they've already started the July cohort classes. So as we are talking, classes are being carried out for business analysis and data analysis. And why are you enrolling with us? Our classes are 100% practical based. Our classes are expert led, and we have what is called the mentorship session. So on the mentorship session, that's where we teach you how to build your LinkedIn. We teach you how to optimize it. We teach you how to build your portfolio. We teach you about your CV as well, how to have a professional CV, making your CV to stand out, converting your CV from any field you are coming from into the tech field. And lastly, you have what is called a portfolio. So who are we? We are EduSage Tech. We are a forward-thinking edtech institution. We are committed to equipping individuals across Africa and beyond with practical in-demand tech skills such as business analysis, data analysis, and digital design. And our approach still remains 100% remote learning. So you learn from anywhere you are around the globe. And why are we using remote learning? Because we have students from Canada, we have students from US, we have students from Kenya, from Tanzania. So we do what is called a remote learning, so that every individual, every student from all around this country will be able to have access to our training. And then our unique approach, we have said all of this industry relevant curriculum. So we're giving you the latest curriculum that is available on the market. What are companies demanding for? That is what we are training you with. We have a live mentorship session. I've said enough about this. We have our 100% practical session. I've said enough about this. And then we have the job boards and recommendation. Job boards and recommendations. So we recommend jobs to you. We tell you sites to go and register. We tell you how to apply for jobs. And then we have the CV building session. And the beautiful part is you can learn from anywhere. There's no bias, there's no distance, there is no barrier as to how you can learn. You can learn from anywhere around the globe. And guess what? You're not just learning, we are preparing you. We are preparing you for your interview. So we'll prepare you on how to answer interview questions using the SMART approach. We'll prepare you for all of that. And then your LinkedIn optimization, very profound. I showed you my LinkedIn. I showed you what is there, over 19,000 followers, 19,000 followers on LinkedIn. These are not ghost people. These are real people. And then the juicy part is you're getting them to automatic 50% scholarship. We want especially for those in Nigeria, our CEO is so profound, and he wants every individual that is interested in tech to be able to confidently and affordably become a tech expert. Guys, let me ask you this question. In the next 10 years, which job do you think is going to be relevant? Is it your business administration? No. Is it your marketing job? No. It's going to be tech. AI is taking over marketing. AI is taking over administration. But you know what AI cannot take over is tech. Tech. Business analysts, data analysts, AI can take over, because these courses need human interaction. Digital design, AI can take over because they need human interaction. They need human interaction. So AI cannot replace this set of people, but AI can do administrative tasks. I mean, anybody can be employed to do AI. But you see, being a business analyst, being a data analyst, you are irreplaceable in the next 30, 40 years. Trust me, guys, you don't want to miss this great opportunity. And then this, we have been having issue with people saying, how much is your fee? How do we use your payments? How do we make payment? So we have decided to include a guide to help you make payments. And I'm going to be taking you live into how you can make payments. So there are 2 payment links. There are 3 payments plan. 2 payment links and 3 payment plan. The first is the plan A, which is a one-time payment. So if you're going with this one-time payment, as a data analyst, you will have access to just click on the data analyst link alone. If you go with the business analyst, you click on the business analyst link alone. So once you click on this, it automatically takes you to the payment page. It takes you to the payment page. So once you are at the payment page, what you do is simple. I'm just going to copy this and take it to my browser. But what you're going to be getting, you're going to be getting the link. So when you have the link, you are able to access the payment page. And when you do that, this is what you are going to be getting. This is for data analysis. So if you're going to register for the data analysis course, like I said, they have 3 payment plan. So take note, this is data analysis plan 2, payment 2, which is the final payment. So if you're going for plan 2, you are expected to pay twice. So for the first payment, you are using plan payment 1. This is plan 2 payment 1. This is your first payment. This payment, when you make your payment, is going to take you automatically to where you're going to download your course material, and then you have access to the link for your respective classes, the WhatsApp group, and then the link to the Google Meet classroom. You have access to that once you make payment with payment 1. Please make payment with payment 1 if it is your first time. You only make payment with payment 2 after you are done with payment 1. That is if you're going for plan 2. If you're going for plan 1, you have plan 1 payment 1, which is the first payment. You have plan 1 payment 2, which is the second payment. You have plan 1 payment 3, which is the final payment. If you're going for the one-time payment, which is plan A, we call it the data analysis one-time payment. And also, those of you asking how much is our fee? Our fee is 150,000 naira, including your 50% automatic scholarship. So we don't want to stress you, we don't want to bug you. We understand the situation of things in the state of our beautiful country, Nigeria, and that is why we have decided to take away more than 50%, but we're just calling it 50%. So you're paying 150,000 for the data analysis course. You are paying 150,000 for the business analysis course. And then please, if you're going for plan 1, you're expected to pay 3 times. So you pay the first payment before your class, you pay the second payment 1 month into your class, you pay the third payment 2 months into your class, which is your final payment. If you're going for the 2-time payment, you're expected to pay your first payment before your class, which is 75,000, and then you're expected to pay the second payment, which is 75,000 1 month into your class. So all of this, you have your data analysis kit already there that you have access to download once your payment is successful. So that is how you use our payment page. Is as simple as ABC. Decide which payment you want to go for, plan A, plan 1, or plan 2. The choice is yours, either for the business analyst or the data analyst. Now that brings us to the final part, which is our question and answer section. Do we have any question? So the floor is open. You can unmute and then you can ask your question. Chris, do you have any question? Deb's Wealth, do you have any question? So feel free to ask your question. And mind you, the recording also we made available For those of you that still need it, we're going to post it on the general WhatsApp group. And that is why I need you to ensure that you are already on that general group, because we're going to be posting the question there. We're going to be posting the question there. Are we together, guys? Okay, I take silence. Good. That means we are all clear. We are all good. So there's no question. And that brings us to the end of tonight's session. And we're saying a very big thank you to all of you, and to those that couldn't make it because of network constraint or the other. Please follow us on our social media. You can go to our website at edusage.com.ng, and our social media, WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, X is at EduSage. So just copy at EduSage, put on the browser, you're going to see our social media handle, or you go to https:// Instagram.com/EduSage, Facebook.com/EduSage, YouTube.com/@EduSage, or X.com/EduSage. You are going to have an interaction with us. We are available to attend to your questions at any point in time. And that being said, this brings us to the end of the last free session for the July cohort. Any other session we're going to be doing is for the August cohort. So those of you that are watching, they're going to be rewatching as well, that you couldn't make it for the July cohorts, don't worry. We are having the August cohort also that is going to be coming up, where you can also register and start your own class as well with the August cohort individual. So we have our session and we have our registration every month. We have new intakes, and that is why we limit the number of people we take in a month. We limit the number of people we take in a month per class, so we can have that interaction between the student and the teacher. And if there's any question that needs to be answered, the teacher is always available to attend to your needs. So once again, as a form of recap, what we did today was how to map or master business process. And we looked at what is a business, a process, or a process map. And we said it is a technique that you will use to visualize the activities that is carried out by an organization or a task. And that brought us to where we built our two types of business process. One is the business process for Jumia or Temu, an e-commerce platform, which starts from, browsing the website, searching for items, adding to carts, filling your details, making your payment, and then placing your order. And then the other is the process for the daily activities of an educational institution. And guys, I want to say a very big thank you to you all for making it out with us tonight. We appreciate your time, and we are going to be seeing you in class, or we're going to be seeing those of you in the next cohort. So cheers, guys, and have a beautiful and a lovely weekend.